Daily market analysis for May 8, 2017. Let's start by looking at the indexes. Some of the indexes were marginally up, especially the Nasdaq and Dow Jones. And you'll see that some of the Nasdaq 100 components like Apple and Amazon were up. And as a result, it was up marginally. And the total market index was down a little bit, marginally 0.08. Small cap index continues to be the one where the trouble seems to be. NYSE was down, S&P was down marginally. T2107 had a little bit of a bounce on Friday, and today it was down a little bit. T2107 tells you percentage of stocks about 200-day moving average. So you have 58% of the stocks about 200-day moving average, which is indicator that there are more stocks which are up, and we are still in a bullish phase. The only thing is that the number has decreased, or like the more stocks have gone down. Similarly, T2108, which is a breadth indicator, which tells you percentage of stocks about 40-day moving average. So currently we have around 53% of the stocks which are above their 40-day moving average. So this is as far as the market is concerned, which overall, if you look at it, it's been like 4 or 5 days it has gone sideways now. On the S&P also, like almost like 10 days sideways it has gone. It tried to break out but hasn't really had much success, and the breadth underneath has been deteriorating. But obviously it's not really the indexes which you trade, you really trade setups. And for that, after running many scans which we look at, like 4% dollar breakouts and other scans, there are some of the buy and sell ideas which you can have a look at it as possible ideas. On the long side, you have a Amtech system, which is a continuation setup. Stock has established momentum, trend intensity is above 105, and there was a small 4 days of pause, and now it is breaking out on high volume. You will see the volume was high here. So that's a stock setup on the long side, which has a potential to work. On the short side, you had many stocks which were going down today. Aptio, which was down on high volume. That's one. Brookdale, Senior Living. Then you have all the biotechnology stocks. The biotechnology index and the sector is turning down, so that was down. Then you had Service Master Global Holding, which had big breakdown here, and small bearish flag, and now that bearish flag is breaking down. You have Rider System, similar kind of a situation. Nano. So you have a lot of these stocks which had big breakdown after earnings or something, and they are having a continuation move. CHRW is also in a similar kind of a situation. FDS is another one. See here, first leg of the move. This was a counter trend bounce, and now that bounce has failed. ADP, again during the earnings it had this drop and then little bit of bounce, now going down. So there are many short setups which are showing up, and that's because the breadth itself is deteriorating. And not only that, you are looking at follow through on short side, which is not the case 10 or 15 days ago. So that's the thing. If you want to quickly look at what is the sectors or indexes which are doing well, you can look at like basically the top 10, and you'll see that education and training services are doing well. Resorts and casinos, but in recent 2 days they're just having a little bit of pullback. Semiconductor, then you have banks, regional European banks basically. Then you have internet content and information, which is up. Then you have electronic gaming and multimedia. Then you have computer systems, personal services, then restaurants, and health and information services. These are the sectors which are leading sectors currently. If you want to look at sectors which are down, they're basically the bottom 10 in terms of trend. Currently oil and gas drilling, then you have copper, then you have oil and gas equipment services, silver, gold, industrial metals and minerals, steel. So all metal related stocks, the commodities related stocks are down. Industrial distribution, coal, and rates. So that's what has happened as far as the market is concerned in sector terms. Now let's have a look at some of the stocks which were like the stocks which took off once Trump took office. And where are they now? Currently, there are 75 stocks which were the best performing stock at that particular time or sectors. Now you had bank regional. Now they're just going sideways. There copper, which was like one of the sectors which did very well here. Now it's like in a downtrend, so that trade has like turned down. United Rental, which had this big move post the election where it went to 54%, now has pulled back around 20%. Lincoln National Corporation, it's again like most of the stocks are pulling back, some of them are reversed. Then you had gold rallying for here, but like gold is down now. No, that's the inverse ETF basically. So that's Osiris Therapeutics, which was up there during that time, but like just went down. And then you had this MetLife, they just going sideways. Yeah, Parker Hannifin, which has been marginally going sideways only. Most of the banks which were like the biggest movers during that particular phase where like they made big moves, they're now just going sideways since around December. Earthstone Energy, which was up, also down sideways. And the 20-year treasury, which had this big bounce, again going sideways. Citizen Financial Group, again going sideways. UDO, which is basically a triple of the Dow, which is up, and it continues to go up. Comerica Banks, this is again going sideways. So a lot of these stocks which went up during the Trump rally going sideways, and they're still holding on to gains. Some of them are reversed. The Brazil market has reversed. Bank of America still holding up really well. Then you have FITB. So the banks is really still holding up really well, while the commodities have gone down. So you have these regional banks, JP Morgan, which is a big bank. The real downside has been in the commodities and biotechnology sector and some other stocks. So if you look at some of these stocks like say steel, which made a very big move on an infrastructure play, which was the stock literally doubled in 1 or 2 months, and now is down around 45% or 47%. Then you have copper, which also made a big move here. Almost 60% move, is now down around 30%. So a lot of these commodities are like, even the infrastructure related stocks, they're giving up their gains. Here there was a 22% bounce, but it's been like from that high, it's now down around 13-14%, giving up half the gains. Wells Fargo, for obvious reason it is down, it has got other troubles related, not related to the market itself. DFS, Discover Financial Services, the stock is down from this rally. So many of these stocks either are going sideways and they run out of gas in many cases, or they are just going sideways. Nuclear Steel, another steel play, which made a big move here of 44%, just going sideways. You have Ameriprise, Vulcan Material, FAS. They are all like going sideways, and some of them are reversed. The continuation kind of moves are very few from that rally. So the rally has essentially run out of gas, or it is going sideways currently, and that's really what is getting indicated in the breadth readings also, and that is why there is so much of like trouble on follow through on many of the stocks, especially on the long side, because many of them are reversing while the follow through on the short side has increased. So what do? You have to look at shorter time frame setups, and there are stocks which continue to break out based on earnings. So you have to look at what is breaking out in the recent days, like in the last 5 or 10 days, or and look at those stocks which are basically making big moves. And those are the stocks. Some of these are like related to buyouts and all, but other stocks which are making big moves is where you have to focus on, and that's where the money will be, as many of them set up post the earnings or post some sort of a news kind of a breakout, and those are the one which you need to focus on to find buy opportunities for a longer term swing. If you're looking for shorter term opportunities, obviously there are like large cap stocks like Apple, which was like making a big move today. So that's like a big move for Apple of $4. It was up almost $4. You had Amazon, which was up big, around $14. So those are kind of moves where like you have a large range, and you can always find those kind of stocks by using dollar breakouts. So you had Google, which was up $8. You had since the morning, like this basically tells you how much was the stock up in terms of from the opening price. So Google was up $10 from the opening price, while Amazon was up $8. AutoZone was up $6. So these are the stocks, or like even this stock made a big move. Those are the stocks where intraday opportunities are. But if you're looking for a longer term swing, then you have to be more selective in this particular market, because of the follow through on longs breakouts has been a little bit of a problem. These kind of breakouts, which is like earnings breakouts, are the one which will set up in few weeks as the move is digested and it goes sideways and sets up. So those are some of the moves which will be tradable in near future.